Shalom, Shalom, Israel. Want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the one true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the Most High God. Yahushai is the world. Ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. The Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit in the Paleo Hebrew. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. But one that they can continue to endure and be sincere. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same spirit, teaching this word and believing this word, Lord willing that they can continue to endure and be sincere. And shalom to the Akwathium, that are believers of His faith and His truth. Lord willing that you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife, right? And Lord willing to most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith, right? This is just a quick commentary. You know, listening to Apostle Gabar and the Bishop, you know, Tuesday last night, live class lesson, and listening to Elder Yashawamba, right, from the Dallas camp or Texas. So like if I'm getting the cities wrong, it was just few points that was just hitting me. You know, I got like spiritually hit in a good way. And it was certain things that I took from it, like, you know, you should really be in this thing fearing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And like that, you know, of course, you know, brothers, we say that, Lord willing, we are the hopeful elect. Not saying that we are the elect, but we hope that we are. And it hit me like, what if I'm not? What if I'm not the elect? You know? What if I'm not the elect? As soon as I said that while they was doing they lesson, I just started thinking of everything on this side I went through, even as a child, as a teenager, and as a grown man, you know, and then had to evaluate what either happened in my past life after that. And I had to rebuke spirits that whatever I was dealing with in my past life, past captivities, even in this side, that everything that I went through as a child, foster care and all these things, it molded me for this moment right here. And then I started thinking how the Lord blessed me with a household. Like, what if even if you in the truth, and what if your wife is just there for that moment, and she might not be of the elect, right? What if she show her true colors when Jacob trouble come, you know? Even though I'm always praying and Lord willing, you know, my household, you know, my wives and my children are the elect ladies, two of the elect ladies, and my elect daughters and son and my other son, right? And even if I'm talking about myself, I'm speaking this for all the ones that's true believers. Like, what if we're not? And then I started thinking, like, even if we don't know that we are the elect, you should be having your eyes single, going full throttle to get it. I had to, you know, have a talk with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that I don't even want myself to get in the way. I don't want my household and any woman, any child, right, any man or woman to get in the way from what's more important. And that even though I'm grinding and doing those things, please allow my light to shine on the other believers, right? Whoever the elect is, that my light shine on them, how I'm moving, the teaching, right? And the same, whatever they doing rubs off on me so that I can go even harder. And then I had to sit and I'm like, especially be on this side, if it didn't grab my attention for too long, I would quit it and go to the next. The same with a woman, you know? And this is the most drive I ever had for anything in my life. The most attention span, the most concentration, the most determined. Even though I feel like I always wish that it would have started a different way. I wish I would have went harder this way. I wish I would have seen these brothers at this time. But guess what? The Lord never late. He's always on time, and it's His time. So I understand that I had to go through all those things and those obstacles to build me up stronger. So now when I'm going more full throttle, I can handle the waves that come my way. And then I started getting hit What if you get tortured? What if you in a situation where you call on the name of the Lord and he don't come right away? And I had to know the Lord don't work on my time. You know, when I started thinking like, even though, cause like me and you know, the head of my camp, Yaramayan was saying, you get the plague of the mind. You know, you get all these other things on the left-hand side. That's why I did a lesson on, you know, don't become a sinister. Because the sinister means left side, misled, ill-willing, false, right? But left side, and the angels on the left-hand side, they're doing the Lord's bidding, just like when I was thinking of Job. And I know that even though this is a little test, this little thing right here that we go through, whatever, if it's finance you're dealing with, people that's in Cali, they homeless. Like a lot of us had moments when we were homeless, right? Or hopping from house to house, sitting on the floor, you know? A lot of us have to look at where we came. You women, you got to look at, you ain't no virgin. You got to use every angle to drive you even harder, right? To be a better mother, to be a better wife, to be able to control your emotions and feelings, to be able to be in order for you in your role, and even shine your light on somebody else. Because when you look at all the things you went through, and then how the Lord even bless you with coming in this truth. Some women got a husband, some women don't. Some women is in a marriage, and guess what? Is another woman there, or is another one, or is it another one? Right? But always look in your past. Did you come in here as a virtuous woman? Right? Everything in this side, I started to think. And I'm like, everything on this side is to drive you to get that crown. Right? When you go to Revelations, the 3rd chapter, it says, don't let nobody take your crown, man. And you gotta act like every day you already got that crown. You know? Sometimes you gotta tell yourself, rebuke yourself. Right? Sometimes your mind might drift off a certain way, rebuke yourself. Sometimes you take an accountability on things that you slip on, and you know the Lord see it. Everybody it's certain things that the Lord allows somebody to see, and it's certain things that you do that nobody see. But as you confessing that to the Lord, as you rebuking that, you know, and then rebuking that, you hurry up and attack it by moving differently, by receiving things differently, by being on fire differently, by growing differently. And then I started thinking, and I keep saying I started to think because it was just different levels. And then I'm looking at my brother, because, you know, he technically is my boss. To me, I look at him as my boss at work. And every time we always having conversations. Even if I listen to a lesson that he do, we stop and the brother would tell me something. It'd be certain things he said 3 days ago, and that junk would hit me like, dang, and I'm still thinking about it. And I believe the brothers that I have around me right now, Sam, Asher, Bashar, David, Yaramayan, you know, those brothers right there, the Lord allow me to be able to absorb things that they say, how they move, how they handle situations, and it helps me to apply it in my life so that I can keep driving. It's just like when you tune up your car, you know, you got the windshield, you got the sparks plugs, you get new oil, right? New filter. You getting that good. Some of us getting regular gas. You might get that premium gas, right? You cleaning your car. You outside cleaning your car. What else? It's so many things that I can't remember that, you know, that goes in the car. But those things to make your car drive smooth. Guess what? You putting new brakes on, new rotors, right? Steering fluid, right? Rotors, brakes, air in your tire. You got to put new windshield, the rubber joints on the joint so it can, you know, you getting it tuned out. You getting it checked out in maintenance. And we got to constantly grow. And this another thing why I did this video. I'm watching videos on gold being refined. And if you ever feel like you in a pickle, or you keep messing up, which you're going to mess up. And if somebody correcting you, should be taking that. As soon as you take that and you absorb it and you like, you know what, I got to do better, go watch a video of gold being refined. I've been watching it for like 2-3 hours. I had to pause the Elder Yashawama in his camp teaching, and I started watching gold getting refined. And it hit me, and I started thinking, this is what we go through every day, getting refined, going through the chemicals, turning into a liquid, and then turning into dirt. And then next thing you know, it's getting fired and cooked. And then the routine, he do it again and do it again to get it refined and get it refined, weigh it out and see if it's 24 24K karat gold, 24 karat gold, right? Which is 999.9% gold. You know, that's the top number. And I'm thinking like, yo, every day I want to get refined. Every day I want to get refined, you know? So Lord willing, this is motivating to you. I know everything I said is in shambles, but that's how I was thinking in my mind. And this was a big spiritual fart, and I had to let it out. You know, if it stank to you, it wasn't meant for you. But if it smelled good to you, Lord willing, you can intake this. And then probably we watch it again. And then think of yourself in my shoes, but in your shoes, and you let it out to yourself, and you meditate and sit there. Sometimes it's good to think, what if I'm not the elect? What if I'm not? But then you got to reverse it. What is you going to do to become it? Keep driving. Even if you don't see your crown, you don't see the MOTB fully here and mandated. What is you going to do? Still different congregations. What is you going to do? You're going to still keep pushing, you know? Sometimes your car is not even on E, but it need gas. You still using that to go to the grocery and come back, but you couldn't went to the gas station. You know that your oil say you at 20%, but you like, you know what, I'm gonna wait until Saturday, and it's Wednesday, and you driving around and it's still on 10%. You gotta keep pushing, you know? Your back hurt, your back ache, but you don't want to call off of work, but you still going to work. Your head is pounding. You might have a toothache. You want to go to the doctors, but then it might take away from, you know, from your work, right? It might take away from you doing your reading. Sometimes I'm sick. I can't read or do as much work as I want to because I feel uncomfortable when I'm sick. Even though that's an excuse, but sometimes you don't want to push yourself too hard in this thing, and the Lord understands. But in those examples, that helps me keep pushing. So Lord willing, this is edifying and motivating to you. Again, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. And double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Mighty Shalom to the hopeful elect in the same spirit. Continue to push. And Shalom to the Akwatiyam that are believers of this faith and this truth, that's going through the same problems as other women and other believers. Continue to push and pursue to be a loving and silent, virtuous wife. Shalom.